Lewis.
And I'm Hayley George.
And welcome to our exhibition Battlefield.
This is our journey, our personal journey, and
we hope you'll find it's a hopeful story, even though there's lots of bumpy material along the way. So, enjoy.
Hi, I'm Melissa Duncan and I'm the Arts and Cultural Coordinator for the Harbour Bay Regional Gallery, and I'm very, very excited to introduce this exhibition, Battlefield. It has touched many people's hearts and it has engaged many people from the community in many different ways, and it is a message of hope. It talks about domestic violence as a circle, it's a merry-go-round, and this exhibition is how they got off that merry-go-round and how they survived. We have experienced through holding this exhibition, there has everybody that comes in here, somebody has been touched by domestic violence. We all know about domestic violence, but it seems to be behind closed doors. And this exhibition is about bringing it out into the open and to make people realise that it is a way, yes, it's happening, but there is a way out, and it ticks all the boxes when looking at having an exhibition in the regional gallery, because it engages the community, it touches people's hearts, and that's what art is about. When you come into an exhibition, you want to be touched, whether it be in a positive way, whether it be in a negative way. It's the art speaks to you off the walls, and that's what this exhibition does. It speaks to you in a spiritual way, and it gives you hope. And we aim to do is to make, get people to come in and visit and go out and talk about what they've seen here. And that's the idea of this exhibition, because domestic violence is happening every day right now, and people come in here, see this exhibition, go out there and they talk about it. Get it out from behind the closed doors. It is quite confronting, because if you have been through domestic violence, it will remind you of that. But it also gives you, you walk around and it gives you that hope. You just sort of look at this image. It just stands out. And as do a lot of the images around in the exhibition. If you've ever been through domestic violence, it is a struggle to get out of. It's a struggle, it's an emotional, spiritual, everything. You struggle for your sanity at times because you blame yourself and you think that it's you, and all those different emotions that you go through in domestic violence. It's not until you come out the other side. And you have a choice when you come out the other side of whether you're still going to be that victim or whether you're going to move on into your life and utilise that experience so that you're able to help others. And that's exactly what these two women have done in this exhibition, two artists. They've utilised their experience, and yes, it may have been a horrible experience, but they've turned it into something good.
This is the entry to our exhibition, featuring a fabulous image by local photographer Adam Marlowe that we've used it's one of our favourite images in the exhibition. And we worked with Adam. He was creating an exhibition called No Mud, No Lotus, which we thought was a really beautiful story. And he invited Hayley to come and be part of his shoot.
From this, it was an emotional part of my life at this stage, coming from a broken, very violent, emotionally and physically relationship, and I was actually at the sort of pretty low point of where I was at that time, and Adam said, "This is where I want you in my studio now." So I've covered myself in white sloppy clay and invited Susie along to come along and also be a part of the experience with me. And this image just shows, being at the bottom and just trying to pick yourself up from where I was. I'd like to introduce Adam Marlowe. He has collaborated with us with the exhibition. He's helped me immensely, personally as well, also in my art journey. So Adam, what do you think of our exhibition?
Oh, the strength of the exhibition alone, the amount of emotion that I personally felt just walking around wanting to touch the images, the artwork, the feel of textures, to almost embrace the individuals in the images. It's just almost heart-wrenching. It's intense.
The entry to our exhibition features a door that we actually took off the hinges of Hayley's place. And we wanted to use this image as an entrance point because a lot of what happens in a domestic violence scenario does happen behind closed doors. So we've hung this here to give that idea that the details of what goes on often is hidden, and we've got this around. If I pan a little further through the entry to our exhibition, we've got these points that just have no images in them, and they're empty, devoid of happy memories. And we wanted to have that idea that a home that is struggling with the effects of domestic violence can feel pretty bleak and devoid of life at times.
This is my piece called Dodged a Bullet. It's the first piece that you see as soon as you walk into the exhibition behind the closed door. This represents the emotional turmoil that goes on like a battlefield, with dodging bullets, walking on eggshells that you try and hide behind your family, friends and the public eye. So I want to display the bullets as if they're flying through the air. Now, even though you've got such emotion with these bullets flying around, and at the end of the day, really, you are still there because of love. And so, as you walk around this piece and you walk through the frame, you look through the frame, you're there for love. And so, I have the images of the bullets are actually created in the shape of a love heart. So with this piece, with the cow skull, I just wanted to portray, even though the relationship is dead, you still have the remnants left. So the bones are still there, even though they're a bit fractured and worn and brittle, and whether they're still there of the relationship. But at the same time, even though that relationship ended in such haste, you still do remember the fun things you had with that person, and still shine a slight light on that relationship. So I wanted to replicate that with, just still putting a bit of sparkle on the remnants of the left from that relationship. Emotional Heart is this piece that I wanted to represent the different emotions that you have in a relationship. The relationship that I was in was very jealous and a constant change of moods. So I used the colours of the hearts to sort of represent those emotions that I was going through, and at the same time you still have that love and the beautifulness of in that relationship that you're in. At the same time, you're trying to hold it together.
This series along this wall, I've titled the series What the Wall Saw, and again it's in line with this idea that everything kind of happened behind closed doors, but the house saw what was going on. And I've created them on bathroom tiles as a lot of, I don't know why it happened that way, but a lot of the more violent events that are suffered during relationships of this nature they happen in the bathroom. And I've explored in these pieces in an abstract way different things like having my head held underwater and being hit in the head, being locked as a prisoner, and even explored the nature of being raped within a scenario of a husband and wife. I've used an abstract approach to creating these pieces because in those moments where it was happening, they felt very surreal. And particularly like this one with this idea of having your head held underwater, my memories of that were more of arms and legs you know, attempting to free myself from being held underwater, and just, you know, a really surreal moment that I couldn't quite get a handle on. So this, in the exhibition, this is probably the 5 pieces that explore the more violent nature of what goes on in a domestic violence scenario.
So we've created a wall with empty frames in it, and the symbolic meaning behind it is that most houses, you always have photos of great memories, beautiful memories that you cherish. So we've actually left these empty because even though they were happy memories at the time, they were really hiding a deep dark secret behind those smiles, unfortunately. So we've left them empty because they're no longer our happy memories.
This is one of our favourite pieces of our exhibition, an installation we've called The Battlefield. And I've actually used a bed that I had from, I was just 20 years old, I think, when I got this bed. So I've had it for a long, long time. But I had it tucked away in the back of my garage because it had a lot of awful memories and energies attached to it. I never knew why I didn't just get rid of it. But Hayley actually was instrumental in bringing this exhibition forward and saying, we really need to talk about these things that we've been through. And I saw the bed sitting at the back of the garage and I went, that's it, okay, this piece needs to be talked about. Because the bedroom is one of your most intimate spaces in your home, and it's a place that you probably have as your sanctuary, somewhere you can go. You should be able to tuck up under your covers and feel nice and safe and sound, but that wasn't the case for me. That, my bedroom was a place that was often, could be at times a terrifying place. So we've used this old bed and created it in an installation that looks as though that intimate space is blown apart. I see Hayley sitting here in the red chair. We've created this idea of this imbalance of power, that when you're someone who is an abuser, you can tend to elevate yourself into this high space. And we've got our small chair and some damaged artwork down here on the floor that just shines a spotlight on what an imbalance of power occurs when you're in these scenarios.
Also in this piece, we've also created a video image. They've also have the images from the photo shoot that I've done with photographer Adam Marlowe. In that session, Susie was there filming and has created this wonderful piece. She's edited and chopped it into pieces and has made this fantastic piece that has also won us a National Art Prize, which we are very proud of, last year, 2016. This is a great piece that we've worked together. We also had a couple of young actors come in and act for us, and they did a great job in relaying our story, just things that we endured in these relationships, which we just knew that this needed to be spoken about and done.
And it's been edited to tell the story that when you're going, there's a very physical act being played out by our 2 young actors, Daniel and Chloe, and they couldn't be sweeter kids. They really went there for us, which was great. But also there's 4 screens playing at once, that we're playing out the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual journey. So they're all playing out simultaneously while the physical act of the cycle of violence takes place. So I think that's probably summing up our piece that we're very proud of. We call it Known Enemy, and it's a video piece that sits alongside the battlefield. I've got this piece that I've called God Are You There? And I created it at a time when I hit rock bottom. This was when I was isolated from family and friends. I didn't have any money, I didn't have any way forward, and I was in this cycle of abuse, and I just could not see my way clear. And I was looking for a thread of hope, some way, some shimmer of light that said that this was not going to be how my life was going to be forever. And I was thinking about how that felt to really hit rock bottom and just have, be crying out saying, God, are you there? And if you are, help me find my way free of this scenario. And I guess Hayley has alluded to this before, that what we did, how we dealt with our feelings and how we dealt with our emotions is that we reached out to, we found support in networks with family and friends, and we used our art to tell those stories. This particular piece tells my reaching out for spiritually to get some help to free myself from the scenario. And it does sit in this installation. It sits facing a small chair, and we have this imbalance of power set up in our installation, and the smaller chair really sits below our powerful red chair and faces this painting, asking those questions. I'm in this really low space, and I need a way out, and God, are you there?
So these pieces here, I actually created not long after the relationship had ended, and so I poured all my emotions into these pieces. With these ones, I also have the images from Adam Marlowe's photography embedded into the background. Also, some of the words and things that were flowing out of me at the time, and just little sayings that I can heal and I can get past this. I just put that into the piece as well. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil is how I felt in that relationship. Just that controlling, dominant figure that was over top of me, that I literally couldn't do those things. Also too, I would often go to bed crying, and as Susie said before, that's your sanctuary, that's meant to be your safe place, it's your bedroom, and you'd go to bed crying and just knowing that all these hopes and dreams that you had were just falling the wayside. So I just wanted to let myself be able to cry, but also at the same time that do not give up on your hopes and dreams. Something there was just catching up for me, and so I could get past and get on with my life. My final piece was actually a canvas that I had in my studio that had another image, and I wasn't really happy with it, and I thought, I'm going to paint over that one day. It's actually after a big fight that my ex-partner and I had, and I thought, right, that canvas is going to cop it. So I just laid on the paint and the medium quite thick and just scratched into it, because that's how I was feeling at the moment. At the time I was also pregnant, and so I put all that emotion in there as well, and I just felt like I had these ties on me, just kept tying me down, and I had this, the king of the jungle just overpowering me all the time, and just the constant voice and dominating figure in my life behind me. So this is a very emotional piece for me, but I think that's where I've left it. I've left it on the canvas.
The series we've created along this wall is what the walls have heard. So again, we're getting back to that scenario that things that happen behind closed doors, and the house would have the memories, and kind of dug in here about the things that were said. It was more this, felt like a strategic degradation that was designed to constantly knock your self-esteem over. So it was ideas like this one was, he says all dogs belong in cages, and I was no exception. It was that constant put down and the criticisms, and this one is like, he says he owns me. It was always making sure that you never stood up too tall. So I think one of the curious things that people say is that, why don't you leave? It's because you have this person who's criticised you so much to the point where you don't have the self-esteem to stand up. this one was the idea that they criticised the art that I like to make, and that I should paint things that more people like, and not truly express myself, that somehow I was a crazy person for wanting to create the art that I wanted to do. And that the way that I thought about things was wrong, just your day-to-day thoughts about life and being and just being alive. It was just a daily, like I said, it felt like a systematic breaking down of my sense of self. And criticising physical appearance is that you're always fat and disgusting, and there was always something wrong with the way you looked. It didn't matter what you did, there was something to pick on about your appearance. And this one was where I really, I felt like I really dumped a fair bit of emotion in that when the physical violence did happen. There was then the mental taunt about it, saying that it was my fault that he had to do that if I hadn't done this, he wouldn't have had to do that. So, and this was also about the justifications that you make when you're in that scenario, and you say, like, he's a good man, he's a good father, he provides, he does all those things, and you start to own that you believe that it is your own fault that he's had to play this scenario out with you. So this piece really, I think I really got to the bare bones of where, like, the breaking down of my self-esteem started at this point where I actually started to own the fact that it was my fault that he was hurting me. So pretty emotional piece for me.
This is another video piece that we have collaborated together. Susie does all the editing. This is a piece that actually came from another piece that's come from Susie. It's the mattress that has been carted around in her past life.
Yeah. We had a lot of feedback from people who'd seen the exhibition saying, oh, you should burn the mattress. And that seed kind of planted, and we created a scenario, and again I get to be behind the camera and get to get Hayley to do the hard yards, dragging the mattress around. But the idea behind it was that you get to this pivotal moment, I think, where you go, I can't do this anymore. And Hayley and I have talked about it, and you don't actually know what descends that actually goes undone, because it's not that you don't feel love or that it's any worse than the last time. You just get to this point where you go, I just can't do this another day. And we wanted to kind of play out that idea that possibly a scenario has happened, but as you move through the video, we have Hayley in a very pensive and reflective mode, really questioning herself and her motives. And then this snap moment comes where she picks up the mattress, carves it down the street, and we cuddled it down to the beach. And it was, the original intention was to burn it.
It was to burn it at the beach.
That particular day, we hadn't had rain for months, but that day the sky just opened up and it drenched us like it just bucketed down, but we kept filming. And the footage that we got back when we sat down and looked at it, the idea, we talked about how burning the mattress was really, it was an act of anger, and we weren't really in that place, and where the brain, it looks so cleansing, and it was cleansing. Having the brain at the end was a much more peaceful act and more in line with where we are now. For this series, I've gone back to my bathroom tiles because, funny as it was leaving, I did find myself lying down on the bathroom tiles trying to process it all and find a way forward. We've explored that idea, that quiet moment. We've had Hayley in the video lying down on the hallway floor, but for me in that moment it was lying down on the bathroom tiles. And a lot of people will say to you, why don't you just leave? This scenario is going on, it's obviously destructive, why don't you just leave? But the answer to that question is actually really, really complex. You've got to a point where your self-esteem has been so badly broken, you've been cut off from finances, cut off from family and friends in some instances, and starting again just feels overwhelming, not to mention the fear of what that person might do if you actually leave them. So there's this layers and layers of issues that actually play out. So this series is all about that leaving should be very black and white, but in reality it's quite complex and confusing.
So as Susie and I said at the start, this is our journey. So we displayed the exhibition going through the pinnacle points of these relationships to come out the end, all we want to be is happy. So we've got the final piece of the exhibition where I've actually just got layers of beautiful soft pastels of the undertones. I've used the pastels of blues and pinks together, starting at one end and meeting in the middle, combining together, because even though that relationship was not a good relationship, you find a better one that's right for you. And even if that's not a relationship with another person, you find that relationship within yourself. It's you. You've got to make you happy first. So, got the remnants of the cow skull again, of the relationship. It's always there. But over the top of that is new germination, new growth, new love, new happiness. And what better flower to represent happiness than the sunflower?
This piece is starting over, and this is one I really enjoy personally. We wanted to do a piece in situ in the gallery, so it was our performance piece. Hayley performed as such, and I videoed it, as is how Hayley and I work. The idea was, as I said before, the way that we moved out of our scenarios that really moved us forward was via our art and by our friends, the people around us. Yeah. So the idea was we got Hayley here in the gallery painting a picture from scratch, and we had people who we know in our gallery and art circles come in and work with her on painting. So this video, it took place over a couple of hours.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And Hayley created a beautiful piece around the sunflowers and the cattle skull idea. And we were able to auction the artwork of the night to raise money for our local women's shelter.
It was a fun piece. Some people got involved, which was nice as well, but others were just happy just to stand around and chat. And like Susie said, that's exactly what was a big piece that got us through and got us out the other side and to where we are today.
Yeah. And I really like at the end of this piece, we were fortunate enough, Channel 7 were really interested in the exhibition, and so they came in at the end and filmed the end of what we were doing here. But it tells that story of there we were, we got really focused on our art, and we got surrounded by really good people, and at the end of it the spotlight came onto what we were doing, which suggested we'd come from this really low place and moved up to this place that was really satisfying and worthwhile, and really celebrated where we're at this end of the journey.
So this is our little naive piece. Also, again, it was a donation to be able to plant your sunflower in our growing garden of happiness. This sort of come about just because back to a fairy tale story. We all want a fairy tale, indeed.
Yeah, we really like the idea of having something very innocent in this exhibition, because there's a lot of really heavy things to go through, and the story that we wanted to tell was not just all the nastiness that you go through in these scenarios, but that when you come out the other side of it, there's and really work on you, like Hayley's talked about that in other pieces, but when you really work on you and having that healthy relationship and being happy in yourself, there's a new innocence that comes about. So we wanted to have a piece in the exhibition that was almost childlike, and fairy tale-like and innocent, and this is our little garden that we've created. And happily, we were able to do a workshop with the kids in the region to encourage them to grow their own garden at home, which was really lovely.
I particularly like the connection with the sunflowers, and we actually did a educational children's workshop with sunflowers, and Susie Lewis brought the kids together in talking about and working on painting sunflowers and constructing them, and what it meant to the children and their families, and they're bright and sunny and happy, and a very positive outcome for the exhibition.
A lot of people suffer in silence, and bring your attention to something, a really sensitive subject like this might just help other women, you know. I think it's a very gutsy effort what you girls have done. It's really, really good.
There's two minds, two artists come together who've over and over again have exhibited their work and have really refined, which I think is a key point, really refined what their art is about, at least this phase of their lives.
The works are very well thought out from real life experiences of both the artists, Susie Lewis and Hayley George.
In each section, there definitely were pieces that would really hit you in the chest. Really interesting installations, the one with the bullets when you first go in there and then they all make the shape of a heart.
People have responded very positively in that the exhibition really takes you on a journey of the pain and the heartache, not just physically but emotionally as well, and delves into, you know, the variety of types of abuse and violence that a person can be subjected to.
It has that gutsy concept behind it, and it has a huge relevance for, but also the work of art is some of it's experimental, but it's refined to a point that it works and it fits in the space, because we've got a few installation pieces here too, so the artists have worked well.
It's been a great response. There's been a lot of visitors that have had come into the gallery, and they've been so heartfelt as well as emotional for them.
The public have responded very positively, even though they have felt confronted by some of the images or some of the text, whether that be in the artwork or accompanying the artwork in a didactic.
Mixed reactions, but no, it worked really well, this exhibition. People come out and said how wonderful the exhibition is, or how they felt and how it made them feel. Yeah, some have been upset but emotional.
We've had people come in who talked about their domestic abuse situations, and they've never expressed that before. So having a platform where the community can interact with the art, that's I think a feature as well, because it then kind of becomes a therapeutic thing for the community, and also an educational thing.
It's I think with that, it's like you think you know someone, like you're getting to know someone in the early stage, and then as you get to know them, you see the bad side of that person, and how they are with you, and being possessive and controlling. And for me, I wasn't so much in the physical, but mentally and emotionally abused. I think it was just walking away, eventually going, okay, that's it, I've had enough.
I think so many powerful pieces that you see going through that make you want to cry, because we just feel like we've got nowhere to go. And where do you go when you're being controlled and in a situation where you don't have a voice, or you don't know where to go?
I'm here with Alicia, who's one of the volunteers here. I'll hand over to her what we've been up to.
It's been a wonderful exhibition here at the Harbury Regional Gallery. We've been raising funds towards for the girls towards white women and hope shelter.
Yeah, the local women's shelter.
Yeah. And the donations as to date is
great response from the community as they've come through, and we're happy to help out White Ribbon as well as our local charities as well. Thank you very much.
It's been wonderful.
Thanks.